I am done. I am so attracted to boys, right? I don't know why, but I seem to go for the fuckiest boys out there, okay?
How are you, my internet family, and welcome back for another episode of Teenage VS Twentysomething. So these are videos I've been doing with my sister Jessie.
Hello, I'm Jessie B.
And she's 18, I'm 27, and we started doing these, like we've done skincare and fashion and stuff, but you guys asked us to start doing topics. So we figured we'd ask you guys on Twitter, and the most requested one so far has been dating. So for us to talk about like the differences in how we've experienced dating and the generational gap and like what it's like for people nowadays versus what it's like or was like for people my age, and we're both single, so this is just going to be a bit of fun.
If you guys have any requests of certain topics you would like us to do, leave them down in the comments, because we are going to be doing these as often as we can, so let us know what you would like to see.
Yeah, and you just want them every month or every 2 months, just
let us know.
But so like I started dating when I was I was 16, like the first time I had a serious kind of boyfriend.
Yeah, and I was 14 turning on 15, so I was on the verge. I think it was like a month before my 15th birthday I started dating.
That was your first
first serious boyfriend, yeah.
And how did you meet? Did you meet in school as well?
We met in the disco.
In the disco.
Oh no, wait, actually, I think like I had seen him before in like, you know, the little youth club things. Youth club. And then
you sound like a granny more than I do.
And then he was like talking to me on Facebook, you know, and then we were both going to the same disco, and then I met him there. And
when I was 16, I joined my first like social media website, which was called Bebo, and it was like a prehistoric Facebook, and that is kind of how people started meeting up and finding people and stuff. Because like nowadays you have Tinder and things, and I can't cope with Tinder, because like I don't know if I fancy someone till I meet them.
No.
Or, like, I can tell personality wise through the internet. Obviously, like a lot of the people you meet nowadays is online, and I've had to adjust and adapt to that, because like I didn't even have a phone until I was so old. So like
yeah, I think with Tinder, like it's
unpersonal.
It's so bad, because you're judging them on how they look, like
instantly.
And
and attraction is important. Like I know it's silly to say that it isn't important, but the things that I find attractive, you can't usually really tell them from a picture.
No,
you sort of can, but like I don't have time to go on Tinder dates, and I don't want to like invest loads of time into like total strangers.
I've never gone on a Tinder date, and I don't think I could unless I already knew them through mutual friends, or mutual friends knew them, because I've heard crazy stories about Tinder dates. Like psychopaths, like you don't know who you're meeting.
I feel like we're living in this kind of hookup culture thing, and it's definitely more common with your age people than me. For me growing up, it was always a case of like, you know, relationships and stuff like that, and I know now people are like a lot less willing to settle for anything less than like what they really, really want, which is good and bad at the same time, because like it makes it hard. Like people just don't work at stuff as much nowadays.
No,
you know,
they're not bothered. Like they're just interested.
They're like, I'll replace you. I hate that.
They are like, they don't care. Like they're just like, oh sure, I can replace you easy. Like, you know, I'll just go on Tinder and I've got loads of fellas or loads of girls here. Like, you know,
when I was a teenager, all of us just had this thing in our minds of like a goal age of by the time we'd be married and have kids and settle down and stuff like that, and that was kind of drilled in from generations previous. So like my mum, my granny, like they all kind of did all that very young, but that age has definitely shifted. I feel like 30 is the new 20, and I'm not just saying that, I genuinely mean it. What age were you, and did you had a similar age goal to me, even though you were younger?
Yeah, exactly. Like when I was in my like younger teens, I wanted to be married and have had my first child at least by the age of 25. And now I'm like
27, and I'm like, no way.
That's what I mean, but it's not like that anymore.
Yeah.
Like now I'm like, okay, 30, like, you know, and that's I'm like
and then I'll get to 30 and I'll be like 35.
I'll be like 40.
I feel like even though we're different ages, we look for similar traits in people.
Yeah, very similar. Because we have because we have the same mom and all as well. Like, you know, it will be passed down on what we expect.
Exactly. But I definitely think that you've had 2 long-term relationships, and I've had 2 long-term relationships, but I'm so much older than you, which is showing me that relationships seem like shorter.
I don't know.
It's not a case study, it's just two people, but like...
You see, me as a person, I love being in a relationship.
Yeah.
I love it so much. So
it's great. But there's great things about being single as well. But I think they're just very different, and it is nice to get to experience both. And then you can decide what you prefer. But like, if you were to, what would be like the things that you absolutely need in someone?
Okay, so same? Trust, number one, like, because my last...
Because I'm shocked. For some reason, I'm expecting you to be like just listing off all these stupid, superficial qualities. No. I know, it's just like in my head, I'm like, teenagers, they're just teenagers.
Because I've had like 2 relationships that have gone to shit, and that I've been treated so badly in them, and like I've been lied to so much, just constant, and all. I think that has made me like mature a lot in what I want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good.
So, no, I'd say definitely like trust, like respect, RESPCT.
Yeah, like honesty, having fun together,
communication. So important.
Yeah, that's a big one, and it's something that I know. Like, so. Messaging, right?
Yeah.
I feel like you lot, your age group, like send loads of messages all day, like tiny little short, like, hey, what you up to? What's up? What you doing? Like all day. Like I would actually break stuff if that was me in a dating situation. Do you know what I mean? Because like I've met someone I really like recently, really like them, and we have a lovely way of just messaging each other. It's like, you know, we'll check in with each other and stuff like that, but we kind of have just ongoing conversations, and it just flows really easily. But there's no expectation. Like, if one of us is busy, we're not going to be like annoyed that the other person hasn't replied or whatever, and it's like we'll just get back as soon as we can.
I think guys these days, though, like, I agree with that completely. Like, they have no interest in having a proper conversation with you, and that I hate that. Like, I have no time for that, because that's what I want, but I haven't yet found a guy that will have a proper conversation with me through, like, you know, messages. And I hate it. Like, I won't.
Some people hate texting, in fairness, but I think it's important nowadays. Like, come on, like, we're all on the internet. We all live semi-virtual lives, which does suck, and real life communication is a lot more important. But, you know, relationship anxiety is awful. And I think with young people, I find that all the young people I know, and you guys telling me a lot as well, is like, you're just always analysing everything and questioning everything, whereas I feel like people of my age, and I don't know if this is age or if it's my generation, this is what I'm wondering, and I'd like you guys to like give input in the comments, but I definitely don't have that about me. Like, the way I see it is, if someone likes me, I'll know, and they'll make it very obvious, and I won't have to question and look into every word that they're saying and stuff like that. And when it starts going that way, I feel like that's just not healthy, you know?
I feel like guys these days as well, they play a lot more games.
Do you think?
Than, like, just say they would in your generation.
Well, I remember the boys I went to school with, like my first boyfriend, they'd all read a book called The Game. It was a pickup artist's kind of guidebook, so they would neg girls. Yeah, so they'd give like backhanded compliments and stuff like that. Literally type in The Game. Look at how many men have bought that book. Well, like, so I'm into girls as well as boys, and I find that even that complicates things a bit for me, because the pool is a lot smaller of girls. It's like, I'm 27, and to find a girl who I'm really attracted to, also lives in my area, is also like feminine and kind of into me and single and into girls in general, like, it's just really difficult. So and I don't get really attracted to people very often. No. Do you? Like, right, so how would you define the difference between having a crush on someone and genuinely really liking someone? Or do you just always be like, oh, I like that guy, I like that guy?
No, like, having a crush on someone means, do you think they're attractive? You know what I mean?
Do you think they're good looking?
Good looking, attractive, yeah. And then if you really like someone,
So you kiss them?
What?
You'd kiss them, but you wouldn't take them home to the family.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But like, I'd say if you like someone that you like, you know, you get like,
there's potential,
and you get, like, you know, butterflies, and like when they reply, you're like, oh my god, yes, like yeah, and you're like,
I've only had that 5 times in my life, and I'm so old. Is that really sad? How many times have you had that?
I've only had that probably like 3 times.
3? How do you know when to walk away from something if it's bad?
Okay, so the problem with me is I don't know when to walk away. In a relationship, okay, people, you know, they'll be like, you know, people deserve a second chance and all. But I give people 20 chances, 30 chances, 40 fucking chances. I don't know when.
No more of that shit, right?
I know.
Promise me?
I promise.
Okay, good woman. I've done that too. I'm very
I'm so forgiving, like
empathetic. You're like
and I
me.
just keep hoping that they're going to change, even though people don't change.
Yeah.
And I know that
men aren't cars. You can't fix them.
Yeah.
There's a brilliant quote in Sex and the City. Actually, they were talking about men as taxis, and that some men have their light on, so like they're ready, but there's all these men driving around in their taxis and women hopping in, and it was just very funny. I know now from various experiences that like when my gut is telling me like get out, run, this is not right for whatever reason, and it could be going great and all, but there's something not right about it. Like you have to know that it works, and it has to just feel really natural and feel really like it fits with your life at that moment, because there's nothing worse than trying to force something that's
not there,
one-sided. Like if you're really into someone and they're not the same level with you, it's so hurtful, and vice versa.
Or if you put in more
should never
effort,
lead someone on either.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
I think as well, like if you are like lied to, like first, like at all, leave, like because I didn't.
Well, second chances.
Maybe, but not 20.
No, it depends on the level of the lie, and when it comes to trust and stuff like that, like we've talked about this, weird behaviors that definitely started with my generation of like checking the other person's phone and like stalking them online and shit like that. I stopped doing that when I was quite old. I think I was 21 maybe. I'm 27 now, so I did it for a good few years, and I realised how absolutely ridiculous it is.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. It just signifies that there's something already wrong, because you're already not trusting them. You have to give someone all your trust, and then if they break it, then they've broken
Give
it.
them the benefit of the doubt
at the start, yeah. And but like you definitely, that was like a big thing with you, right, as well, and your age group checking shit and
oh yeah, so bad
social media stuff. So now that you're single, how do you plan to meet someone? Or how do you plan to meet people and just go on dates? You've never been on a date.
I have never been brought on a first date.
Guys, the poor thing. She's never been taken out by a male or wined and dined. That's really upsetting.
In relationships, but not as a first date.
Yeah, exactly.
No, never.
No, see, a first date, I think dinner is actually a really weird, awkward first date, and it always ends up getting planned as first dates for a lot of people. Like, I think maybe a drink or a walk or something not so formal. Like, imagine meeting up with some random person and sitting opposite them in a serious
staring into their eyes,
and then you have to get stuck there through your whole meal, and you might realise within 5 minutes and you've no escape route. I had a great first date recently, and we had plans and stuff, but they just didn't happen, and we just like hung out, and like I don't know, it's kind of weird like meeting people now. I still kind of just wait for it to happen. I don't like looking for dates.
No,
I just wait for it to be asked by people, and a couple of times I've asked people, but it's never been, I never had in the back of my mind like that it would lead anywhere. I just kind of wanted to spend a bit of time with the person and get to know them or whatever, and I was like, oh, we should do this, and it's like, yeah, and usually that's location based. Like if I meet someone while I'm away on a trip like this, we're in Amsterdam right now, and yeah, so the internet is great for meeting people.
Yeah, I don't like I rather come to me as well. Like I don't like going looking for, you know what I mean? Like
I find with YouTube, it's always YouTubers end up seeing other YouTubers because that's who you're around all the time. It's really bizarre. So if you're like in an office job or you're in school, they're probably the people that are easiest for you. Easy access. Like back in my granny's day, obviously, like the plan was like settle down with the best of a bad bunch in your town, have your babies, and then die. And I'm glad it's not that way anymore. I'm glad we kind of have the ability to meet people from online from all over the world. Like there's people I watch as well who met their partners who lived on the opposite side of the world, and they just like crossed oceans and like live together now, and they're like,
that's amazing.
You know, you can, there's so many people in the world, and if you're hung up on someone, get over, like I have a video about getting over people, but just like don't ever think that they're irreplaceable. Like no one's replaceable, but there's different people and they add so many different things to your life, and it's nice having different chapters and experiences,
even though it does feel like that
horrible.
Yeah, when like if you are, you know, a breakup or whatever, and it feels like that this is the end of the world and that you're never going to meet anyone else and all, and it always feels like that. But the first 2 weeks are the hardest. Always, like, and then
crying and ice cream and
like
more crying
feeling sorry for yourself.
Yeah, wallowing.
Yeah, but then you realise that there's so much more out there because you just get so like obsessed with
you're in a bubble. Dating should just enhance your life. It shouldn't be your whole life. And for me, like, how important would you rank having a partner on a scale of 1 to 10?
And I'm not like I need it, like, you know what I mean, like I'd love it, like, but then again, like, I just, because I have
you don't want to force it with some random.
And because like I have literally made somebody my whole life before.
Same.
And that just fucks you up like so bad.
We're so similar in this. I know. I like that. And even there's a huge age gap, but like when you think about it, if she was to meet someone that she wanted to settle down with now, she'd have to make it through 9 years with that person just to be my age, and I'm not even ready to get married.
No.
So I definitely think that like you're in a phase of like exploring life and exploring the world and meeting people, and obviously when you go into something, you're never thinking, this is going to end.
I know, ever.
This might end. Yeah, you don't think about that because that's stupid. You want to be in the moment with that person.
But you do need to be prepared because, you know what I mean? Because if you're not thinking like that at all, but you still need to have that little bit in the back of your mind that this, you know, might not work out. So
yeah, they might not like you forever, or like they might meet someone better, or, you know, anything can happen like that. But like being in love is amazing. Like it's just like the nicest and most amazing feeling ever. Yeah, I wouldn't rank it up like hugely important for me. I had convinced myself I didn't want monogamy like ever again. Genuinely, like after 10 years of like monogamous relationships, but then being out of that for a long time, you're like, like partner support is amazing. Like it is, and just go with the flow.
With the flow.
See what happens. You never know. But yeah, like it's nice that you're kind of in the same situation as I am.
Yeah.
Who do you reckon will be settled down next out of both of us?
You! I am done. I am so attracted to fuckboys, right? I don't know why, but I seem to go for the fucketest boys out there, okay? And
sounds like a packet of crisp chickadees.
And I need to chill for a bit, okay?
Yeah,
because I need to find some good guys. Because I haven't found one yet. I haven't actually met one yet. Because fuckboys seem to be attracted to me, and I seem to be attracted to them. But they fuck me over in the end. Because they're fuckboys!
You just need a lot of time with your mates. You do.
Yeah.
It's all gonna be alright. It's all gonna
Every
be
little thing is gonna be okay.
Would you believe we're here for a music video in Amsterdam? A Christmas music charity single. I didn't. Yeah, we need to go.
We need to go.
We need to go.
We need to get the bus.
That was fun. That was a nice fun chat. Let us know down below. Are you single? Are you in love? Do you miss someone you were with? Do you really want to find someone? Just let us know. Let's have a chat about dating. Because it's like an ongoing learning experience always. You know, every time you're with someone, you grow a lot and you learn a lot about yourself. Not even just about them, but you learn a lot about who you are in a relationship. I feel like, and you can get to the core of who you are, and it's a nice little loves in. Yeah, we're gonna go subscribe to this little shite. We did a video on her channel too.
Yes.
Give this a thumbs up please if you liked it, because that'll help more people to find it. And I'll see you again in another video.